Hey guys, I'm S.Dan Wolf. Welcome back to the channel. Let's jump in here and show you what we got accomplished last night. We streamed for a little over 4 hours. I got to give a big shout out to Simply Savannah for sending me a piece of concept art that was really, it was supposed to be like Nordic, Viking type restaurant, but we kind of turned that a little bit and we've kind of made us, I think Rob Doe or one of my buddies on the stream said, I never would have thought that we could have us a African/Nordic restaurant combination. So that's exactly what we ended up doing. I knew, remember I've actually talked about it for a couple episodes, how I wasn't really feeling the whole African elephant exhibit. It just, I mean, it sucked. It was lazy. It was really repetitive. It was just not, kind of like not in that Suyana style, the Suyana vibe that kind of we've created for ourselves here. So this was a big ticket item to start checking off, was to really get in here and try to figure out how we could put a spin on this African elephant exhibit. And I think, I'll say it again, I know I've really kind of beat you all to death with these last couple episodes, but the aquatic pack rocks are an absolute godsend. These fake rocks, they've literally changed the game for me and how I can approach the, like, essentially the habitat design now of all habitats, not just the aquatic animals, but I mean, you can see here even kind of leading down to our little bridge, our little overlook, and butting up against the restaurant here, just to kind of make it a little more believable, like the elephants would kind of know, like, hey, don't go trampling over into this, you know. And it's just totally impossible 1 week ago. Like, I do not have the pieces to make this look like this, you know, 7-8 days ago. And that is just kind of what's so exciting to me about moving forward with this habitat design. And I know a lot of you have kind of messaged me and said, yeah, man, but this is kind of another one of those packs that it's good for a week or two, but then you kind of start running out of ideas and things to do. Well, that's what I'm telling you. Don't look at it as just an aquatic pack. Like, once you get done with your otters and seals and your sea lions, you know, that's it, you're done. I have transcended that with the polar bears. I've done it with the elephants now, and we're going to continue to do it. We're going to relook at a lot of these exhibits that we have, that we, you know, early on started out with. And I just, like I said before, just don't limit yourself to thinking that those have to be exclusively aquatic or they won't look right. I mean, the new, like our new elephant exhibit over here is the perfect example of that, how I've kind of scattered them out. I've even used the pieces to create like almost like a, I've used the waterfall pieces to make a creek. So you can see that kind of flying down through here, and it kind of, we're pretending it empties out into these rocks, into their second little, or their third little pond over here. This is kind of like their main pond. So, you know, it's S.Dan Wolf, so it would not be my build without a waterfall. So we did end up going that route, and I was able to use the new little in-game kind of provided waterfalls, and using those and adding in the VFX strategically, you can make even the tiered waterfall system look pretty cool. This is just like their little grotto back there. I still kind of have to work on. We busted out the dam. And Drew and them on stream last night thought that actually looked pretty cool with kind of like letting that light come through. And we have them just an upper kind of bedding area. But this is kind of like the main reason for doing this is the inside of this like implied restaurant. So I was telling them last night, I'm like, could you imagine like getting ready to sit down here with your sandwich or your drink, or maybe they just brought you out a burger or something, or a salad, and you get to eat with the elephants right there outside your window. So I just thought that was really, really fun concept. And we didn't go into this thinking that the Simply Savannah concept art would necessarily turn into this, but it just ended up I think turning out insanely cool, and really kind of saved the elephant area, really kind of gave it that character and the pop it was missing. At one time when she first sent me that, that was actually was going to be like, I was thinking even a Nordic polar bear type restaurant over here, and it was kind of going to set like in this area, kind of adjacent to the polar bear exhibit. But when I started thinking about how badly the African elephant area needed a change, I thought, what a perfect segue to really get us into like making that change happen. And I thought, see, I put the little education post right here, and I plopped down the 4x4 station and hit it. And I thought that could just be like a cool little piece of scenery that we don't have. I mean, I know we have the little Jeep, but it's so tiny. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll plop it. I think it's in props. Okay, here's your African off-road vehicle. Whoops, let me get this align to surface popped off. See, it's just doesn't give that same pop like our 4x4 ride is like 2 of these. So, that is kind of just kind of like a little off. I felt like this was kind of like a little dead right here, even though I originally had this kind of walled off, like the elephants could come up really close right here for the education show. I still thought that there wasn't enough going on right here. It was too bland, too plain. And now, maybe this is a one of the first vehicles. You know how sometimes zoo will have vehicles that have actually been to Africa and been on safaris, and they'll place them out for picture opportunities and stuff. I figure maybe that's what this could be. And it ended up being a really cool a piece of scenery set. And then the talks can happen right there, and we've got the benches. I brought in this. This was used over at the Giraffe Valley. Let me make sure I give a proper shout out here, because I've absolutely fallen in love with the shade. Where is that here? Oh, here we go. No, that's the big one. Haven't used that one yet. Where are my little shade pieces? We've got to be getting close. Not that sunshade. Not the regular shade. Let's see here. Where am I missing this? Because you guys need to try to go download these if you can. I think they would really, really give your zoo a pop. Here we go. Andal. Yes, Broly Shades by Andal. They look absolutely awesome. And I've used them there, and also I've used them here at kind of like, use them sparingly, don't pop them all over the place, but they also look really, really good shade here at in Giraffe Valley as well. So I've used them twice, and I think they just fit really, really cool, kind of right here at the education, the education point, where a lot of people would kind of be queuing up to listen in on kind of what's going on and the talk about the elephants. So yes, and also too, I brought in this little fence piece, which is really, really simple, but I think it just turned out awesome. And that is by Rustic Fence, is Yorkie Puds. So yes, look on Yorkie Puds, P-U-D-D, Workshop, and you can grab up that fencing. And I just thought it worked out perfect right there to not really obstruct the view. I mean, we know the elephants could definitely go through that if they wanted to, but I figured they could like be trained at this point, and they're used to not knowing not to cross over into this stuff or really, you know, mess with that fencing too hard. So that is kind of our little makeshift double barrier to keep the guests safe up here and to keep the elephants back from like trying to reach over, and you know. And then also too, in the sidewalk, I've lowered down the sign, as the little white sign, as close as I could, and I thought it gave a cool, like almost like a stamped concrete type look as you're making your way in. And that's what I was telling Simply Savannah too. I wanted it to really have a cool presence, like, okay, you're leaving the giraffe area and you're kind of coming through the massive elephant tree, and then you start rounding this corner. Let's see if I can get down here we need to do Tegicam eventually and do a big park review. But see, as you're rounding the corner, the restaurant comes into view, the big guys come into view, and just really, really fun. They can traverse all of this as well. Remember, we've also incorporated the old lion exhibit as well. So see, they can go under the bridge, they can go in the water over there, and they can make their way all the way over here. This is like one of those spots in the zoos over here where you probably won't see them too often, but every once in a while one of them comes across the water and they'll mill around in here a little bit. Probably can get some enrichment items over and coax them over here a little more, but this is one of those spots, if one was over here, you could get a real kind of like more private view over on this side if they decide to cross the second little pond here. But this is basically your main view, and then if you go out the back of the restaurant, we have this bridge right here too that you can watch them kind of walk under you and watch them up here on their hill. So, and this is kind of like just a little backstage area, staging area for the restaurant and elephant, you know, supplies and all that. So that's kind of how we finished off the back of the restaurant. But no, I just think it all ended up fitting here really, really well. And so, you know, after you're done with the show, you can make your way over here and go down into the actual restaurant. I've got a set of restrooms up here, and this is like, you know, just more support and staff buildings back here. Have them real close to the elephants. Big priority item right here. We've got the elephants. I think it works out pretty cool, them being near the back, because, you know, it pulls you, you know, all through the zoo, and maybe helps get some attention to some animals that might not get it if the elephants were right here up front. So yeah, this is our little entrance area. I think what we need to do, somebody just asked me this in the comments too, about doing a like a Tegicam big Suyana review, because we've done so much work. I think what we'll do next, I've got to get working on a lion habitat for Bold's Park. But then I think maybe even before that, we're going to start working on the saltwater crocodile, their new exhibit in Suyana. Really kind of want to get that going, kind of while I'm on a roll right now. Get some more lions in here too. And but yeah, there is definitely some work going on. We are doing some multi-million dollar expansions right now within Suyana, so I am having an absolute blast. Had no clue we were going to stream that long last night, but just starting on the whole new elephant, the new elephant land over here, I just could absolutely not make myself stop. It was just really, I was having a blast. So thank you guys for stopping by, and thank you for stopping by today to watch this recap. Don't forget, here in just a little bit, if you're watching this, we're getting ready to start the Eben Take Two podcast stream with him. So we are going to have a blast on that, I'm sure. And yeah, let me know what you think about Suyana and how it's going. And don't forget to smash the like button if you end up enjoying this video, and subscribe to keep up with some more Planet Zoo mischief. And yes, I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. See ya.